up, still holding a fork in my hand. My bad, my hand slipped. I put on an apologetic face. The plate was too oily, I couldn't get a good grip. Every eye immediately locked onto me. Some were shocked, some confused, and some were clearly enjoying the show. When Chukai saw it was me, his eyes turned bloodshot, looking like a mad bull. It's you, damn it. He pushed through the crowd, rushing at me like a psycho. Security guards scrambled to hold him back. Let go of me, I'm going to kill him. Chukai was still struggling, and he finally snapped out of it and ran over, clutching her dress, pointing at my nose and screaming, "You did this on purpose. Why did you ruin Kai's proposal?" I really didn't mean to. I looked at her with the most innocent eyes possible. I just thought the way young Master Chu knelt on one knee looked a bit like old man Wang the cobbler, who lives under my apartment. I got too caught up in the moment, and the plate just accidentally flew out. The surrounding crowd heard this and burst into laughter. They pointed and whispered about Chukai and the cake on his head, and Chi's face turned beet red from anger, tears welling up in her eyes. You're shameless. Hey, now you can eat whatever you want, but you can't just say whatever you want. I straightened my face. I'm just an innocent bystander enjoying the drama. If you want to blame something, blame your proposal for being too moving. So much that I couldn't contain myself. Or maybe blame the hotel's plates for not being up to standard. Go on. The hotel manager ran over sweating bullets. Mr. Chu, Mr. G, let's talk this out. Talk out my ass. Chukai shoved the manager aside. Either he dies today or I do. Bai Ningbing stepped forward and looked coldly at Chukai. Chukai, have you caused enough of a scene? Ningbing, you're still going to defend him? Chukai's face was full of disbelief. He's done this and you're still taking his side. What kind of love potion did he even give you? He is my boyfriend. Bai Ningbing's tone left no room for doubt. You plan to kill my boyfriend right in front of me. Did you think I'd just stand by and watch? She paused for a moment, her gaze sweeping across the hall. What happened today was just an accident. Anyone who dares to take the story outside and spread rumors shouldn't blame me, Bai Ningbing, for not being polite. Her voice wasn't loud, but it carried a heavy authority that made it impossible to resist. The laughter in the hall gradually died out. Chukai looked at Bai Ningbing and then at me, his expression as disgusted as if he'd swallowed a fly. With Bai Ningbing protecting me, he couldn't touch me today. He hissed through his teeth, "We'll just wait and see." After speaking, he brushed the cake off his head, pulled along on Chi, who was still wailing pathetically, and walked straight out without looking back. A grand proposal ceremony had turned into a literal circus. The gala couldn't continue anymore. The guests left in small groups one after another. As they left, they didn't forget to glance back at me, their eyes filled with complex emotions. I followed Bai Ningbing out of the hotel and got into the car. Bai Ningbing handed over a check for 350 million. Your performance today exceeded my expectations. I took the check and whistled. It was mostly because young Master Chu coordinated so well. That head of his was like a bullseye. The sound of the impact was extremely satisfying. Bai Ningbing started the car. She didn't smile, only looking straight ahead. As she suddenly spoke, "Ibaksung, today you've completely offended Chukai. He won't just let this go." I know, but so what? After all, I have you covering for me. I spoke in a completely reckless tone. Bai Ningbing turned her head to look at me. You trust me that much? If I don't trust you, who can I trust? I tucked the check into my pocket. Right now we're in the same boat. Boat now. If I drown, you're bound to swallow a few gulps of water too. Bai Ningbing remained silent. The car sped along. The night scenery outside the window blurred past. A long time later, I heard her softly curse Jiba Chuang. You really are a lunatic. I proudly replied, thanks for the compliment. After crashing Chukai's proposal, I had a few days of peace and quiet. Every day I drove the G-Wagon to the market for groceries, then stayed home to play games. Life was better than a god's. Jibata visited a few times. Every time he'd ask about me with fake concern subtly, hinting that he wanted me to take him out to see the world, and conveniently leech some money off me. But I kicked him out every single time. Today, while I was playing Chinese chess with old man Zhang in the neighborhood, Bai Ningbing's phone call came in. Come to my house, right now. Her voice sounded more irritated than usual. There's trouble, big trouble. My family is here. I hung up, shouted checkmate to old man Zhang, then took my G-Wagon and sped straight to Bai Ningbing's place. She lived in a high-end villa complex, with security as tight as a military base. I gave them Bai Ningbing's name before the guards let me in. Bai Ningbing's villa was massive, complete with a garden. There was even a swimming pool in the yard. When I walked in, the living room was already packed with people. A middle-aged man who looked very dignified, likely Bai Ningbing's father. A middle-aged woman who had maintained her looks well, constantly sighing and lamenting, likely her mother. Beside them was a young man, about 27 or 28, dressed very sharply, but his eyes gave off a vibe of shrewdness and calculation. Bai Ningbing sat on the sofa, her expression not looking too good. Seeing me enter, everyone's eyes immediately locked onto me. Is he the boyfriend you were talking about? The middle-aged man spoke up. His voice was resonant, carrying the aura of someone used to bossing others around. Bai Ningbing nodded. Mom, Dad. Brother, let me introduce him. This is my boyfriend, Ji Bachuang. I smiled at them, considering it a greeting. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bai. Hello, brother. Nobody bothered to acknowledge me. Her mother stared me down from head to toe, her gaze like an x-ray. Young man, what does your family do for a living? My parents are ordinary workers, ma'am. They're retired now. Oh, she dragged out the word, the disappointment in her tone completely unconcealed. And where are you currently working? I don't have a job yet. I'm currently unemployed. As soon as these words came out, the atmosphere in the living room turned cold. Her brother let out a cold sneer. An unemployed drifter, Ningbing. Are you kidding me? Out of everyone, you chose this guy for a boyfriend. Bai Yang, watch your mouth. Did I say something wrong? Bai Yang spread his arms. A dirt poor punk with no job and no background. What do you think he's after? Don't you realize that yourself? You've completely disgraced the Bai family name. My business is none of your concern. Seeing the two siblings about to have a major blowout, her father finally spoke up. Everyone shut up. He slammed his hand on the table. The living room fell silent in an instant. He looked at me, his gaze sharp as a hawk's. Ji Bashuang right. Regardless of who you are, or what tricks you use to get close to my daughter, I'm giving you a choice. He pulled a checkbook from his pocket, scribbled a sequence of numbers, tore it out and tossed it on the table. Here is 3.5 billion. Take it and leave. Never show your face in front of my daughter again. This familiar script again, honestly. Looking at the check on the table, I was tempted. I'd never seen that much money in my entire life. Bai Ningbing's expression was very complex, tense, anxious, and a hint of an emotion I couldn't quite decipher. Everyone in the living room stared at me, waiting for my choice. I picked up the check, and right in front of everyone, tore it in half. Sir, perhaps you've misunderstood. I'm not with Bai Ningbing for the money. Bai Yang acted like he had just heard a hilarious joke. Not for the money. Then what for? For her personality? Don't make me laugh. I've met plenty of people like you. That's right, I nodded, admitting that I was indeed here for her. I turned my head to look at Bai Ningbing, my gaze suddenly becoming incredibly affectionate. I love her. I love her kindness. Her strength, I love everything about her. In my heart, she is priceless. Forget 3.5 billion. Even if it were 35 billion, no. Even 350 billion, it still wouldn't be enough to trade for her. I spoke with such sincerity and passion that even I was starting to believe it. The living room fell into a dead silence. Bai Ningbing's parents and brother all looked at me like I was a mental patient. Only Bai Ningbing kept her head down, making it impossible to see her expression. But I could see her shoulders trembling slightly. I knew she was struggling to hold back her laughter again. Crazy, truly crazy, her mother muttered to herself. Her father's face was now as black as a soot-covered pot. What a fine, not for the money speech. He laughed out of pure anger. I want to see how long you can keep up this act. Starting today, I will lock all of Ningbing's cards. I've also given instructions at the company to freeze all her dividends and shares, so she won't get a single cent. I want to see if a Bai Ningbing with nothing to her name will still be loved by a boyfriend who isn't in it for the money like you. Her mother also hurriedly followed him. Before leaving, she gave me a fierce, aggressive glare. Bai Yang patted my shoulder and lowered his voice. Kid, I gotta hand it to you for having guts, but I suggest you quit while you're ahead. Otherwise, you won't even know how you died. After speaking, he also left. I plopped down on the sofa, letting out a sigh of relief. Job's done. So how was my acting just now? Was it worthy of an Oscar? Bai Ningbing looked up. The corners of her eyes were a bit red, but a smile played on her lips. Ji Bachuang, you've caused me another massive headache? I shrugged. Well, you brought this on yourself. Tell me what's the plan next. Are you really without a single penny now? Pretty much, she nodded, but her expression was very relaxed. But I won't starve. She reached her hand out toward me. Let's go. General, Manager Bai is officially broke. It's up to her, not in it for the money boyfriend you, to take her out for street food. I hesitated for a moment, then took her outstretched hand. Her palm was very warm. After that day, Bai Ningbing truly did go broke. She moved out of her massive villa and into the cramped, dilapidated apartment I was renting. When Jibata saw Bai Ningbing show up at my door pulling a suitcase, his jaw dropped so low it almost hit the floor. What is the meaning of this? I'm bankrupt. Bai Ningbing said it as if it were nothing, like she was just commenting on the nice weather. Then she just casually moved into my room, which only had a single bed, and stayed there while I slept on the sofa. My brother was quite excited at first, thinking his chance had come again. Every day he lingered around my place, serving tea and suckering up to Bai Ningbing. The result was that Bai Ningbing didn't give him the time of day. Those cheesy poems he wrote were treated like scrap paper. By Bai Ningbing and his off-key love songs, Bai Ningbing would just put her headphones on, a few days passed, and Jibata's fragile heart was shattered into pieces. He finally faced reality and slunk away, without the aura of a CEO. Bai Ningbing seemed to become a completely different person. She would wear cartoon pajamas and fight me for the TV remote. If I was too busy gaming to pay attention to her, she'd sneakily unplug my internet cable. And while I was busy cooking, she'd sneak up behind me and steal the cucumbers I just sliced. She was no longer the arrogant ice queen, but more like a cooperative roommate. A roommate who was a bit of a handful but not annoying. That night, I gamed until midnight. I went to the living room to get some water and saw Bai Ningbing sitting alone on the balcony, staring blankly at the night view. I walked over and handed her a beer. Something on your mind? She took the beer and took a sip. Nothing. I just think things are pretty good right now. Good you ended up in this mess with no money, no mansion to live in, and every day you have to squeeze under one roof with an unemployed guy like me. But it's very relaxing. She turned her head to look at me, her eyes sparkling in the dark. I don't have to act anymore. I don't have to deal with annoying people and complicated tasks. It's been years since I could relax like this. She suddenly smiled. Jiba Chuang, you know my father freezing my assets actually didn't affect me at all. He can't touch my private investment firm. I was stunned. Then, why did you move in here? Because I thought it would be interesting. I wanted to see what a guy who keeps saying he's not in it for the money would do when I had nothing left. And the result? The result is you're even more of a jerk than I thought. She gave me a glare. But you're also a bit more reliable than I expected. I didn't say anything, just cracked open a beer and took a sip. The night wind was slightly chilly, blowing over us very pleasantly. Jiba Chuang. She suddenly called my name. Yeah, let's make